It's time for the KickAround, the Ticket's weekly show all about soccer. 2 hours of HSOs on the clubs, leagues, and tournaments of the world's game. It doesn't matter if you're new to the sport, don't worry. This is the Ticket. We're just kicking it around. Now, two guys who can never go the full 90, Andy Swift and Peter Welton.
Lee losing out, Balogun going for goal, it's deflected in! Monaco restore their 2-goal advantage thanks to Follerin Balogun. The American striker who's been in such brilliant form in recent weeks. Showing his eye for goal there.
My bad.
Let the guy finish.
I should have. That's my fault. Hi-ho, P1s, and welcome to the KickAround. Saturdays, 2 to 4 here on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310. The Ticket, where you, the good P1, sits around, talk soccer, and all that implies. Hello, we are live today on the road from Three Nations Brewing Company in downtown Carrollton. I'm Peter, and to my left, but to your right, wait, no, today, to my right, but to your left, as you stare lovingly
you can do
into
this,
your
Peter.
broadcast equipment.
You can do this.
It is the world's most interesting man, Andy Dalton Swift.
Peter, have you recovered from your ride up here? You seemed a little disgruntled when you arrived, a little frazzled by your drive. Are you okay now?
Trying to watch Wrexham Chelsea
while driving, it's hard.
Driving
yes.
in the rain.
Hey, we did it though, huh? We did it.
Is, you know.
Where do you put the?
Should we not be saying this aloud on the radio?
Where do you put your phone when you're driving and watching the phone at the same time? Do you do it right in front of the? No, we're kidding. We are kidding.
We don't have a MagSafe mount on our dashboard that allows us to go landscape
that
mode.
Is not us.
No, we do not have that. Nobody would ever do such a thing like that. No. All right, well, welcome to the show today. We are, as I said a little while ago, here in Carrollton, downtown Carrollton, at Three Nations Brewing Company, the tap room, as Tex Fest kicks off today, starting at 3 o'clock this afternoon. 16 local breweries are here in the beer garden. A selection just to start off with, our friends at Petacolas, False Idol, Denton, Bitter Sisters. There's also live music, killer food, and a giant live longhorn. Have you been out to check out the longhorn?
I have not.
I've
heard all about it.
I need to go find that. The doors are open now. Come on out. All kinds of stuff going on all weekend long. Good time here in downtown Carrollton.
Will Longhorn have an issue with my horned frog hat?
He may try to gore you.
Didn't think about that. I might have to be careful around the Longhorn.
You and the Longhorns have a
long-standing.
Yes. Oh, I forgot. Matt McLaren is going to be here at 3 o'clock to do some sort of toast thing.
Some sort of toast?
Yeah.
The biggest toast.
Oh,
the best toast.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Some sort of toast.
The toastiest of toasts? Yes.
The kickoff toast.
So today on the show, much is happening. I'm assuming many of you right now are watching the waning moments of the FA Cup match between Wrexham and Chelsea, which is a big deal for all kinds of reasons, and the Hollywood Derby, I think some people are calling it. We'll get into that here in just a little bit.
It's only one Hollywood team.
You're such a Ryan Homer.
Is Chelsea a Hollywood team? No. Why is it the Hollywood Derby?
I don't know. I didn't name it that.
I'm telling you.
You're going to have to ask somebody else. Now, we do not have Premier League games this weekend, but we did have them in the midweek, and there's lots of drama surrounding those. We haven't had a chance to talk about them.
I think there's a rule, Peter.
Did Arsenal win the league this week? I think the rule is
once 48 hours passes, we do not talk about midweek results. Like, it's been 48 hours, right? We move on. We move on and talk about the next matches.
We're not serving the P1 properly, Andy.
Everybody knows.
You just don't want to talk about Liverpool.
They can just look up the scores.
You and Wolves just needed to swap results.
Well, no, because, I kind of want to advance in the FA Cup.
Okay, all right. We'll talk about the Premier League here in a little bit. We'll also, because we are the Champions League is nigh, and we are going to talk about the round of 16, the matchups, and preview that, and also do World Cup Nerd. But let's first do the most important and serious of all the soccer segments. Okay. We've lost Ryan Reynolds' son, Andy, who is now celebrating as Wrexham have scored a tying goal in, what is it, like the 137th minute? Oh my gosh, it is 3-3 at the Racecourse. Kiefer Moore appears to have stuck his giant tree-sized head on the ball. He did. Oh my God. That may be offside, Andy. And Wrexham have taken or have tied the game, but I think it's going to go to VAR, probably be offside. Oh,
that's going to come back.
That would be a bummer if that was the case. We'll talk more about that here in the next segment. Let's move on to some things. Let's just do the scoreboard real first. Yesterday over in the Bundesliga, Harry Kane did not play for Bayern Munich as they won 4-1 and went up to 66 points, extending their lead over Dortmund, who were playing earlier today. I don't know what the score of the Dortmund game was.
Yesterday?
Today. They were Dortmund was playing Cologne, and it was earlier today. I haven't looked at the score lately, but they're so far behind. It's Bayern Munich's to lose, obviously. Hoffenheim beat Hoffenheim won 4-2 to keep themselves in a Champions League spot. That would be a huge story. And St. Pauli and Werder Bremen each have games tomorrow. Both of those are trying to keep themselves out of the relegation zone. And we'll see how that plays out. Little St. Pauli, the only team that wears brown on a regular basis that I really like. And then over in Spain in La Liga, Real Madrid got a win yesterday over Celta Vigo, 2-1. Mbappe is hurt and has an injury, and there's a lot of questions as to how that's going to play out as Real Madrid now are only a point behind Barcelona. Barcelona will be kicking off right about now against Athletic Club. And so the race in La Liga is at least tight. I don't know how that'll play out. We'll keep you up on the Barcelona game as that goes on.
Yeah, there's zeros after 20.
Are you concerned about Kylian?
No, I'm more concerned that this
you're more worried about
this
Wrexham.
goal came.
You're not. We've lost you forever.
It was denied. VAR.
It was.
I hate VAR.
See? VAR.
Go away, VAR. It kills moments like this.
Right. Who needs VAR when you got that? And then over in Italy, let's see. Napoli won yesterday 2-1. Como won today 2-1. Little Como is in 5th place in Italy. They may get to Europe, Andy. That would be a really good story.
Yeah. And at the same time, our club will go down.
No, they're actually – okay, so they're playing tomorrow, and they're tied on points for the relegation battle. They're in 16th. They're ahead on goal differential right now. Fiorentina, by the way, is who we're talking about. And then obviously tomorrow in Italy is the big one. It's the Derby de Milano. Inter and Milan are facing off at 2:45, and you'll be able to watch that over on whatever streaming device you would like to do. There's your scoreboards from all the other leagues happening today. Last week we told you that IFAB was getting together to vote on rule changes. Mm-hmm. All of that has been decided. They've all been announced. Pretty much everything that we discussed last week is going to come into fruition. The 5-second countdown for throw-in and goal kicks, the time-limited substitutions, some of the expansion of powers for VAR in terms of second yellows, mistaken reds and yellows. But the one that's really got a lot of people concerned is corner kicks. So clear, obvious visual error that a corner kick was or wasn't called correctly.
Right. And because what happens is sometimes teams get awarded a corner kick that leads to a goal, and they shouldn't have been awarded that corner kick. So I understand why the rule is in place. Why are people concerned?
I think
more
time, more intervention. It's more and more of just VAR becoming a part of the game versus just. Yeah. I think the way the rule is stated, it's more along the original lines of clear and obvious error. Yeah. Which to me seems like.
But they say that, and then we end up.
It never ends up being that, right?
So don't you have issues though when a corner kick gets awarded, what shouldn't have been a corner kick, and then score on that goal?
100%. Yeah. Especially because they have the ability generally to look at it and overcome it. Yeah, I would agree. The other one that came up, I didn't know they were doing this. They were also coming up with some other laws related to that won't take effect until July. Mm-hmm. But one of it says non-dangerous items will be permitted if safely and securely covered. Now, they're talking about equipment. Currently, if you're a player, you can't wear necklaces or rings or bracelets or watches. Yep. This is saying Like if you've got an earring in your ear and it's taped and covered.
Yeah, or your wedding band.
Or
now
your wedding
band.
band.
You can put a tape around it. Yeah.
That's just a weird little note.
Maybe enough players complain.
Nobody cares about that. But the one that I thought was interesting, dating back to the controversy of City Liverpool, is the change in the law where a referee applies the advantage of an offense that would have been deemed a dog-so, but the offending player will not be cautioned because the goal was scored anyway.
Right.
So this is addressing at least part of that scenario that
So
took
what
place.
is it saying?
So what this is saying is if the goal is scored, then you don't have any the offending player is not carded in any way.
Right.
So,
I thought there was a rule like that already in place that you couldn't.
No, I think you can actually go back and give that player a yellow card currently, but now
it's just clean. Okay.
Yeah, so there you go.
So, and one more question with that before we move on to the water break thing. But do you have any concerns about the corner kick, like getting awarded a corner kick if too much time is taken on?
No. Oh, I mean, if somebody's dilly-dallying on a goal kick? No, not at all. No.
Okay.
I like that. I
that
like that.
Seems to stray from very conservative, traditional soccer rules.
I think they need to.
Okay.
I think they're trying to break down on time wasting.
Yeah. Okay.
Andrew.
Well, it's worked with the goalkeepers actually, so it's all been good with that.
So the other thing that came out this week is a culmination of something that I think many of us have assumed was eventually going to take place in the game when they started allowing hydration breaks.
Yeah.
Which I get it. I know we all need to make sure as human beings we don't pass out from it being too hot and everything. But as traditional purists, it's always been a weird addition to the game. And what we're talking about is at certain temperature levels. What is it, dew point levels?
Something like that. It's temperature plus humidity.
Now they're stopping the game to let players take 2-3 minutes to drink water.
Yeah, it's the bulb point, wet bulb point. Wet bulb point of, I think, 89 or something like that. Yeah.
So when they instituted this, what was the first thing many of us predicted would happen?
Commercial breaks.
Yes.
Right.
And with the World Cup,
yes,
they did two things. They, one, said, well, when we take a water break, the broadcaster can, if they choose to, do a little side-by-side, picture-in-picture commercial.
Okay.
Or cut away the commercial.
Play is stopped.
Play is stopped. You're not going to miss anything.
Okay.
But here's the rule addition that I wasn't prepared for. They are now mandating water breaks for every single World Cup game, whether it's 60 degrees and inside or 106 and outside.
So you have an issue with consistency? You don't like consistency?
No, but this is exactly the I know. I understand the point. Like, you don't want to be a team that says that's unfair. This team has been getting breaks. And another team saying we haven't been getting breaks.
Yeah. And then, or it's up to one official, in their view, it's hot enough and the other one not. Several things. First of all, the weather's getting warmer, right? So this is going to be like games are hotter and hotter. Right.
The final is being played at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah,
and East Coast still could be very hot. But in general, just moving forward with the sport, it's hot. Players are playing more games. And so players' health is an issue.
I just think I think people are reacting to the fact that games that are being played indoors are getting a water break.
Yes, look,
But you need to explain the consistency.
Yes, that's really important. Yeah. And now it's just a standard thing, and nobody gets to complain. We did it, they didn't, blah, blah, blah. Or sometimes, in one game, one team will want it, the other one won't, and it's like right at the line, and one team will be unhappy, another one won't. And anyway, I think this is good. Long term, this is good. It'll stop things down for a little bit. The commercial doesn't worry me. Does it worry you? I mean, what are you going to watch? Guys drinking water and huddling on the sideline?
It'll be a new norm. It's like everything else. It's just a new normal, but everybody's going to bitch and moan about it.
Of course, because that's what people like to do.
And I'm here for the people. I'm here for the P1, so I will bitch and moan for them.
Okay. Yes. That's what people like to do.
And the other weird thing that got announced this week, and I wasn't prepared for this one, is the EFL has announced that the championship, and this all goes back to Wrexham, right? Because Wrexham is in the championship, trying to make it to the Premier League. They may get it done this season, and this may not apply to them.
Is this the make sure Wrexham gets the Premier League rule?
One way or the other rule, yes. So currently,
Okay.
the top 2 teams at the end of the season, automatic promotion. The next 4 teams go into a playoff for a 3rd spot.
Right. Semis and a final, and the winner advances.
So now, not going to be that.
No.
They're going to expand it to 6 teams.
6 teams. There's 3 winners. What happens? 3 winners?
You explain it. How does this work?
So 6 teams, the top 2 of those 6 teams, 3rd and 4th overall, get a bye.
Okay.
And then the next 4 teams, 5th through 8th, do the playoff format, semifinal and final, and then there's 2 teams that advance.
And they play the 3rd, 4th.
No. Yeah, 3rd and 4th. Yeah,
right.
Correct.
The winner of 3rd and 4th.
Yeah. And then you go on. So it just added one round.
Why would we're already concerned on an annual basis about a promoted team that
has to come right
like
back down.
Now, I guess maybe Sunderland is the reason why this rule, because Sunderland, I think, was 6th last year. And they made it up, and here they are.
Yeah, see? So you shouldn't,
so maybe
you shouldn't
this
complain
is all
about this. I think it's fun.
Okay.
Championship is look, we'll talk about Wrexham here in a little bit, but I didn't think they were like when they played Chelsea just now. They weren't like blown out of the water. I mean, they held their own, right?
No. We'll get into that, and I mean,
so championship it's a quality league, and I think if you drop it down to the top 8, you're okay. Because that 8th place team really has to go like they have to be a quality team to be the one that advances out of that group.
Yeah, but you could also just be a team that gets on a heater.
It'd be 2, 4, 6 games that they'd have to like get through opposition.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious as to the thinking behind it at the EFL level.
No money.
Just because there's more.
No, I don't know if they did it for money. You know why? Because I think there are lots of years where 7th and 8th are very close to 5th and 6th. And maybe they just want to expand it a little bit.
See, I would have loved to have done what Lars has said, which is a team out of the championship gets to go play in the Europa Conference
League. Which is what Germany does.
Instead of the 7th place Premier League
the
team.
Bundesliga does something.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
I think that would make
cool.
a lot of sense.
Yep.
All right, there you go. There's your soccer headlines for the day. When we come back, we'll get into the FA Cup. And, yes, it's just finished. Chelsea and Wrexham. Sorry, Andy. Poor Andy. I'm going to have to coddle and consult Andy for the next few minutes. We'll be back here on the KickAround. Welcome back to the KickAround here on the Sport Radio Ticket. We are live today from 3 Nations Brewing in downtown Carrollton as TexFest is kicking off today just at the top of the hour. If you come out and hang out with us here at the Beer Garden, there are 16 local breweries that are being featured here today. Bankhead, Four Corners, Lakewood, Tubbs, a whole bunch of other ones. Also, a live Longhorn, Andy. Killer food, Texas music, the whole kit and caboodle happening all weekend. TexFest here in downtown Carrollton. A very cool use of a historic area of our Metroplex that everybody should come out and enjoy. All right, so we are the soccer show of record, and today is one of those Saturdays where there's no Premier League action, but there's lots of FA Cup action. And the drama was high and mighty today because at the draw, I guess, when was the draw for this? 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
2 weeks ago. Wrexham, who had progressed further in the FA Cup than they have in a mighty long time, pulled Chelsea, American-owned Chelsea. And Chelsea had to go to Wales today.
That's what they should call it, the American owner derby.
Is that what it should be?
Yeah, not the Hollywood derby. There's only one Hollywood side, Wrexham, Chelsea.
But Chelsea has the flash and panache of a Hollywood side.
No.
Did you hear that?
With them.
Did you hear the number they stated today that Wrexham, in the time that Rob and Ryan have owned that club, they have signed 61 players?
Wow. They've been upgrading.
Well, here's the thing. I turned on a Wrexham game a few weeks ago and was watching it. My wife walked in the room, who watches Welcome to Wrexham with me.
You're both fans.
And she's like,
nice. Welcome.
Where's Super Paul Mullins?
Wow. She said this because she's watching the show.
I was like, Honey, Super Paul's no longer with.
Yeah.
Well, where's that other? No, he's not. Where's the guy with the wife who has breast cancer or whatever it is?
But what has been consistent, other than ownership? What has been consistent?
The TV show, the red shirts,
No,
the bar.
No, the team.
Paul Parkinson, the coach.
That's right.
Yeah,
That is right.
100%. But it is funny to me how everybody has fallen in love with this team, but you look at it at this moment today, it's a completely different group of players, with the exception of maybe the goalkeeper, who came in like in the last full season.
And that was
show?
part of the charm initially, right? That they were all local lads and this and that.
Right.
Now, watching I probably was able to watch a little bit more of the game than you were, but I don't know if you saw enough of the game.
You took a car service over here, didn't you?
No, I got here early, Peter.
Okay, all right.
So to appreciate, if you saw enough of the game to appreciate, but you've watched Wrexham other matches, right? So a little closer there.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping me with the radio. They're not a bad side.
Oh, they're great.
They're actually a pretty good team.
They didn't sit and bunker.
They're fun to watch.
Yes.
So then I started to think about this, because only a few years ago when all this started, right? And they were fifth level?
Yeah.
Fifth level.
National League.
Yeah, and now, they're playing Chelsea, and it's like, oh, David against Goliath. And I'm like, wait, no, they're in championship and the playoff spot. They're like top 26 clubs in England right now.
Yes, but the disparity between Wrexham's roster and Chelsea's roster is night and day.
My point, this is more about Wrexham and how
far they've come.
Like in just a few years, they are now. Who would have thought that when the show first started?
Nobody. I didn't.
Right?
I didn't think they'd get out of League One this fast as they did.
4 or 5 years later, they'd be top 30 team in the UK.
Here's the crazy part. Of all the years they owned it, the most disappointing year was the first one because they didn't get promoted that first year out of the National League.
They needed to learn how it was done.
Right.
They just needed to.
Yeah, it's a great story. It's a lot of fun. I'm so looking forward to them finishing the stadium. They've gotten
because now
additional.
It doesn't seed enough if they were to get promoted, right?
No.
It does.
Yeah,
okay.
Actually, what's weird about the Premier League and their attendance minimums? It's way lower than you think it is. The requirements are more stringent about media and security and things like
Suites?
that. No, really.
Posh locker rooms?
Maybe. I don't think the locker rooms are very posh at Racecourse. I'm sure they will be. I'm sure they'll be great. Anyway, so the game today takes off. Wrexham goes up 1-0 on Chelsea. Yeah. A really beautiful goal. Look, the thing that Wrexham does that is so, in my mind, old school, but they do it, is the third man run.
Yes.
Play the ball forward, play the ball backwards, and as the ball's being played backwards, a third guy's running into space.
Remember
and
Liverpool?
Yes.
Early Klopp years?
We don't ever see third man runs much anymore, and a well-executed third man run is soccer purity.
Yeah.
And they did it a lot today. They did it to great effect.
Yes. That's their game, and they did it well.
They score a goal. They go up. They had a really unfortunate tying goal not too long after. Nwanku saved it, and then it kind of came back off of it, and it went in for a goal. And then it just became a battle of attrition. But here's the thing. I felt so bad for Wrexham towards the end of the game, especially as it ended up in added time, because they had expended so much energy pressing and closing down. They wouldn't give a Chelsea player any space.
Definitely
on the ball.
part of the game plan. You could tell that was, and they had to do that to have a chance.
Yeah.
But they did go up 2-1 in the 82nd minute.
They did. And it was a good goal.
78th minute.
Yes. It was a fine goal. It was well-deserved. The place went ape-ass, as you can probably imagine. And then, unfortunately, Chelsea kind of turned the quality on, and they scored very quickly thereafter, made it 2-2.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Stop. It wasn't Chelsea turning the quality on. It was a mistake by the Wrexham defense that gifted Chelsea a goal.
Well,
guy slipped.
But getting to that point, Chelsea clearly had turned it up.
Yeah, because it was the 80th minute. They were down by a goal. You know what happens. I mean, then you have to push for that tying goal or you're going to lose the game. So there was a little bit of that. Wrexham, it was only 4 minutes from the time Wrexham
No, it's
scored.
very soon.
Yeah.
It's a heartbreaker.
And the guy slipped. Then is when the red card happened, and that really sealed the deal.
Yeah, that was a bad. That was
Did you see
Doyle.
it?
Well, I saw the replay. Didn't see it happen in real time. Did you see it happen in real time?
I did.
Did you think it was a red when it happened?
I said this has a chance to be a red. I mean, he came in no play at the ball. Did you? I mean, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Slide tackle, flying in from distance, and he had one of his feet up, cleats showing, knee height, right across Garnacho's shin.
I mean, he was trying to commit a professional foul, but he went egregious. He went over professional
He almost
foul.
broke Garnacho.
Yes, he did.
You don't want to break Garnacho.
Anyway, so then they go a man down, and they have to do the extra time without that man. And
do you think if the red card hadn't happened, Wrexham at least takes it to penalties?
I think so. Yes.
Is that how you'd like to fantasize it?
Dude,
played itself
they
out?
played him. They played him for 90 minutes, and then they tied it in extra time, and they were off by an inch.
Yeah. Okay.
VAR brought it back. You don't think that if they're even strength, they don't take them?
I just realized you've somehow finagled us into talking about this game so long we've run out of time, which means you don't get to talk about Liverpool beating Wolves yesterday.
That was a cakewalk.
You and Wolves should have traded results.
Wolves was spent. Well, look.
Because Wolves, all they have left is the FA Cup.
Right.
You've got to fight for Europe.
Yeah, we got to get top 5.
Would you rather have had the league win versus a FA Cup
or
win?
Or a trophy.
You're not winning FA Cup.
Okay. All right. Okay. Maybe that's what we're focusing on.
Did you like your Andy Robertson goal?
Yes, it was beautiful.
That was a good goal.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Newcastle and City are playing for the 5th time this season right now as we speak at St. James Place. They played twice in the Premier League, twice in the EFL Cup, and now they're playing again in the FA Cup.
Who's winning that game?
I haven't seen the score.
It's Newcastle 1, City 0.
Oh.
And here you are saying, Liverpool can't win FA Cup. What if Newcastle wins this game? Then do we have a chance? No, because of Arsenal.
Because
right?
Arsenal. You're so bitter. And then on Saturday, Fulham faces off against Southampton. They've only played once in the FA Cup against each other. Last in 2018, Southampton won that. Port Vale from League One is hosting Sunderland. And
Port Vale is the lowest ranked right now, right? Of the teams left, I believe.
They are.
Well, Mansfield.
That's right, because I forgot to get into this. League One's Mansfield, not Mansfield on the west side of Fort Worth. No, this would be Mansfield Town, who are currently in League One in 16th place. They lost to Arsenal early this morning.
Yeah.
Arteta went out and threw 2 teenagers, that Max Dowman kid who looks way too good to be 15 years old.
Yeah, and he looks 12.
He does. And then the Salmon kid in the back who slow rolled the pass that helped Mansfield score. But Arsenal pulled it out.
Did you feel bad for the kid? Or did
I felt terrible for the kid.
But at the same time, it's a great story,
He's
right?
16 years old. Yeah. The game was a little boring.
It was.
It was one of those where I was
quite boring.
I was spending more time looking at the tiny stadium and being able to look out into the neighborhood because it appears it's like essentially built in their version of the design district.
Nice.
Very cool. So Mansfield Town goes down. Port Vale off against Sunderland tomorrow. Leeds and Norwich. By the way, those two have, according to my research, never played in the FA Cup against each other before.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
And then on Monday,
Good
West
research.
Ham and Brentford at 2:30.
That'll be a good one.
Face off in the last of the FA Cup matches. Okay. All right. We'll take a break. When we come back, it was a long and treacherous week in the Premier League. Andy has a lot of splaining to do. And did Arsenal win it all this week? We'll talk about it next here on the KickAround. Ooh-wee. We have arrived at the best week of the Champions League. The round of 16 is here. It is going to be delicious, and we'll get into that here in about 15 minutes on the KickAround. Welcome back. We are here at Three Nations Brewery in downtown Carrollton as Tex Fest is about to kick off. It is happening in just a couple of minutes. It is featuring here at this beer garden at Three Nations. It's the whole downtown Carrollton area is part of this celebration, but here at the beer garden, they've got 16 different local breweries featured. Bitter Sisters, Hop and Sting, Oak Cliff, Celestial, all of them are here. It looks great. They've also got music, food, and live animals. Longhorns out there somewhere. I still haven't seen the Longhorns. So come on out. Join us here. They're here all into the evening, and then I believe the rest of the weekend it is Tex Fest in downtown Carrollton. Thank you for having us here for a live remote. All right.
So,
as
we prepare to talk about Premier League and the past
Are you going to lay down a rule?
The results this past week? No, I'm going to give you a little background, just so it doesn't look like it when we get to it. I wasn't able to consume those matches this week. So
liar,
I was not.
Pants on fire.
Midweek games during the week, like some of us work. I don't know what you're doing.
I have to.
You're popping open one of these breweries,
the World Cup.
One of your favorite brewery beers, and just watching Premier League.
How you didn't go home at night and fall asleep to a Premier League game and rewatch?
No, I did not. I might have on Tuesday night, but I decided not to. Because the results
Tuesday,
were not very exciting.
We were just talking about Liverpool's big win over Wolves in the FA Cup just yesterday.
Which is so today talking about that.
But on Tuesday.
Last Tuesday is so like last week. So, I mean, if we must, let's talk about it. But I'm just telling you, when it doesn't look like I know what I'm talking about, it's because I didn't consume the game as I should have.
Seriously, I don't want to. We don't need to bog down into silliness. Liverpool lost to Wolves.
Yes.
There's all sorts of. I mean, okay, now everything's fine because you've won. You've progressed in the FA Cup.
But no, not everything's fine.
But not everything is not.
Not everything's fine.
So I guess my question. This is the thing that keeps playing in my head is the Arne Slot situation.
Only because there's a certain someone available.
Who? Say the name.
I don't know. No. Slot's my coach. Slot's my guy.
Quit being that guy. Just
no.
Who's available?
Nobody. United has to look for
Eric
a coach.
Ten Hag. You need another Dutch manager? Would you like to try another one?
Fernando Torres.
Here's the thing. This is the question I've been wanting to ask you, is if you had to pick one factor that has driven Liverpool's disappointing league season, which is it? Because I feel like there's like 5 different things you could choose from. And maybe it's a mix of all 5.
It is.
But is there one that's really driving it more than anything else?
I think it's just to give myself credit, since I'm on air and I get to do that.
In front of hundreds of people.
Exactly. Before the season started, I said that I fear that they spent too much money up front when they didn't really have to spend that much, and they should have allocated more resources to making the back a little stronger. And I think overall that has proven to be an issue this year, because when you have Sobolewski having to play right back,
right,
or playing center back, whatever, and Van Dijk, not saying he's not going 100%, but
he's got a World Cup to worry about.
But it doesn't look like Van Dijk is like 100%, right? I think that was the issue. That's the bigger issue for me. There's other issues.
The death of Jota.
The death of Jota, actually, and you're the one that brought that up, and I hadn't thought about that. You brought it up like a month or two ago, maybe a month ago, that maybe it's having more of an impact than we think it is. And I think you're right. I mean, I think from just a locker room perspective, right?
Is Slot the manager next year?
Yes.
Oh, you think so? Really?
If they finish in Europe, they are. He is. If they finish in Europe.
All right.
If they don't finish in Europe, he's not. Right? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that. If they fail to qualify for any European, I would say they fail to qualify for Champions League.
That's what I mean.
Especially because that who shall not be named is available out on the market. I don't know why you're afraid to say his name. Also on Tuesday, Bournemouth really blew it. They had so many opportunities to win this game over Brentford, but they missed their chances and ended up donuts in that game. Leeds lost at home for the first time in a while under the lights to Sunderland on a PK in the 70th minute. And then Everton. Everton got a big win. It's their first home win since early December.
Wow,
they beat Burnley 2-0. Yeah. So you remember at the beginning of the season, they opened this new stadium. What did I tell you? What did I predict?
early failure, later success?
My theory of new stadium hoodoo.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what the sport is, you get a brand new stadium, your first season there always stinks.
Yeah, because you're not used to,
And I thought,
stuff.
look, I'm being proven right. And then I went back and looked at Everton's home record at Goodison the last few years.
Yeah.
Not really any better.
Yeah.
So I don't know maybe they've had the hoodoo for quite some time, for 100 years.
Liverpool is Liverpool's home. It's not Everton's home. That's why they don't do well when they play in Liverpool.
What?
Nothing. Go on.
Okay. Let's see. Other results. And then on Wednesday, Chelsea got a huge win over Aston Villa. João Pedro, by the way, the same team that just beat Wrexham, they went behind in the second minute at Aston Villa. João Pedro scored a hat trick, and they end up winning that game 4-1 and are now closer. What is the distance between them and let's see. I'm going to look at now they're 3 points behind United and Aston Villa. Aston Villa have only won once in their last 6, and now they have Man U next weekend.
Yeah.
Third versus fourth. That is going to be a huge game.
I'm not ready to concede to Lars yet about Villa not being who they are, but, man, it's looking like he's right more and more these days, right?
Yeah. Probably.
And I want to root for Villa, but now I can't because of the Liverpool situation.
The XG monster is catching up.
Yeah.
So there were 2 other results on Wednesday that got everybody going nuts, which is, first off, City dropped points. They allowed Forest to come back twice, and that game was crazy because not only was it impacting the title race, but it also had an effect on the relegation race as Forest is trying to keep West Ham at bay.
Yep. And Spurs, obviously.
And Spurs as well, yes. But here's the thing. Arsenal dug out the ugliest 1-0 win at Brighton. And this set off all sorts of noise about the fact that 2 things. One, now there's a 7-point gap or 6-point gap between the two.
But with a game in hand, right? It's a 7-point game. It's a
7-point gap. City has a game in hand. But the way Arsenal continues to win and grind games out in this very unfashionable way.
So, but I will say this again. Well, City's in the middle of that too. But Arsenal has the Champions League, and I think City has Real Madrid, and they may be out here soon.
Right.
And if Arsenal then continues, that is going to affect them a little bit because they're going to try to go for both. The league is more important, but if they're still in Champions League, that might affect the performance.
So you don't think
I don't think it's a done deal.
Okay.
You think it's a done deal?
Well, no. I mean,
the difference would be 4 points if even
they play each other coming up, and there are some interesting. Can Arsenal continue to get wins that historically under Arteta they have tended to drop points in the last several seasons?
I think this is the question. Can City run it? It's 9 matches. Because then that means they win the game in hand, they beat Arsenal, and that means then Arsenal cannot fart away points at all.
Right. I agree. Yeah. I mean, I do think it'll get more interesting
because they play each other. It really brings it down to one point. It's 7 points. Mm-hmm. They win the game in hand. That's 4 points. They win the game they play each other. 1 point.
And they also play each other a couple weeks before then in the EFL Cup.
Oh, they do?
Final, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it's not a done deal.
I wouldn't say it's a done deal, but it does feel like if City are going to drop points in a game like this against Forest, at home no less, then it does make you wonder how solid City are in terms of winning out.
Man, that's such a small sample size of one game.
No,
because look at all the games before that. Like, City has turned it around a little bit.
Yeah, but I just don't feel like they have been so solid that I think they're going to win out.
Okay.
I mean, winning out by itself
I know, you're right about
is a huge ask.
Yeah, right. No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And
except
then
they do it all the time. But okay. Yeah.
West Ham got a big win at Craven Cottage. They are 2-2-2 in their last several games. They are now tied to get out of the relegation zone with Forest. They're just behind on goal differential. That is going to be a fun race to watch.
So are we at the point where we need to start talking about Spurs?
Well, no, we're going to talk about United and Newcastle first.
Okay.
So Newcastle got a red card. The weirdest end of the first half. don't give up goals late. Don't give up red cards at the right before the second half. All these things happened, and yet somehow United was still able to impressively come back and win the game 2-1 over Manchester United at St. James, a place that United haven't won in the league since 2020, by the way. This is the second time this year United have lost a game to a team with 10 men. And by the way, Osula, the kid that scored the winning goal, what a fantastic winner for him to help out Newcastle. That is a big win for them.
Yeah, and for Manchester United to have lost that game after Liverpool lost against Wolves, because they're essentially
and the fact that Aston Villa had also lost,
right.
Liverpool had lost. Yeah, so it was unfortunate. First off, I just want to say Ramsdale made 3 massive saves for Newcastle in this game. The one that he made at the end of the game was a big thing that led to the other part, which was the winning goal, which was the fact that Carrick had to make his second change at left back, and he ended up having to put Malacia on, who's just a kid coming back from injury, and he got absolutely cooked on that goal. It was just all sorts of weird things all had to line up perfectly for Newcastle, but they pulled it out. So Newcastle win that game 2-1. And then to finish up the midweek, the sad tale of Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah. Man, you keep thinking it's like this is going to stop and they're going to turn this around, and it keeps getting worse. And they're 1 point from relegation right now. 1 point, Peter.
Yeah, they are way in the problems, in the weeds. So, in fact, most people I'm hearing seem to are working under the assumption that Spurs are going to end up being the team that gets relegated. Like I saw an article this morning stating that the ownership is already thinking about firing Igor and hiring some other guy.
Part of the issue is the ownership right now. Management has been a problem.
Well, the players have all just kind of, and they've got so many injuries, and then Van de Ven gets a red card for the dog, and if
Spurs goes down, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more later as the league progresses and we get towards the end, because I think we will have to. But if Spurs goes down, that's a huge story. I mean, that is a massive
that giant
relegation.
Stadium,
yeah,
hosting games in the championship.
Yeah,
they're going to have to go to Stoke on a rainy Tuesday night.
It's not quite Leicester winning the championship, but it's that kind of weirdness. Anyway.
It would be, it would be pretty remarkable. I don't think it's going to happen. My gut is they'll ring it out.
All right.
I think. I don't know. Maybe not. Somebody showed me the records since the turn of the calendar, and I think they had the worst one. So,
sorry, Lars.
Sorry, Lars. So that is the midweek run of games in the Premier League. And we had to end it with Spurs. Sorry, everybody. We didn't mean to do that. I wish we had a happier story for you guys. By the way, I just want to point out, at the end of this week, Sunderland was a point ahead of Newcastle.
Oh.
In the standings.
Yeah. They're right there next to each other, aren't they?
I feel like that's a real weird turn of events since they got bought by Saudi Arabia. I don't think anybody ever imagined in Sunderland they'd be ahead of their counterpart owned by a nation state in the Premier League just a few years later.
Wow.
That's pretty remarkable stuff, 100%. All right, there you go. There's the Premier League. When we come back, we'll get into the delicious part of the Champions League round of 16 starting this week next on the KickAround. Welcome back to the KickAround here on Sports Radio The Ticket. We are live from downtown Carrollton at Three Nations Brewing Company. As Tex Fest is now officially underway with a Matt McLaren toast. It's happening the rest of the evening into the weekend. 16 local breweries here featured in the beer garden. Beer Sisters, Peticolas, Lakewood, Bankhead, a whole bunch more. Please come check each and every one of them out. Have you had any beer yet, Andy?
No, I have not. I'm looking forward to having one with you. Having one with you.
A flight of beer, I think it's called. Is that what it's called?
A flight of beer.
That's right. Texas music, killer food. They got an actual Longhorn here. All sorts of stuff going on. There's a record store down the street I need to go check out. I forgot. I think
after our beer, though.
I think they reopened Dead Wax down the street.
After our beer.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe I'll have a beer while I go flip through the bins.
Okay. I want to see
maybe
you have
we'll
a beer.
do that. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for having us out today. Love doing the remote. It's a big week as you've been listening. Somebody at the station asked me how long we've been doing the KickAround on the Ticket. And when I told them we were in our 12th year, I thought their head was going to blow off. That's true. 12 years we've been doing this.
This summer.
What is one of the most consistent messages we've tried to relate to the P1, learning about soccer, or even the old school soccer fan?
Surprises happen early. The cream rises to the top in World Cups?
Nope, that's not it. No, that's World Cup stuff.
Okay.
I'll be more specific.
Okay.
What about the Champions League?
Yes.
Do we always try to impart upon people?
The quarterfinal stage, although we're not there yet, but we do say the quarterfinal stage.
The round of 16 and the quarterfinal stage.
Well,
are the best parts of the
quarterfinal stages typically, but with the new format, I think we can say now
this is kind of the quarterfinals.
Yeah, exactly,
yes, because there's that additional
yes,
round.
Correct.
So this feels like the quarterfinals,
exactly.
even if it doesn't really isn't actually the quarterfinals.
Exactly.
And there really are some fascinating matchups happening this particular time. Obviously, the marquee one kicks off on Wednesday as Real Madrid hosts Man City. Pep Guardiola and his crew, his new look Man City, face off against Real Madrid, who I'm assuming are going to be Kylian Mbappe-less in that game.
Well,
at least for the first leg.
tie. Yeah, the first tie.
So, yeah.
It's just the fact that they got drawn into each other again is crazy, right? I think they've met 7 times in the last 10 or 11 Champions Leagues.
But isn't that great?
Nuts. It is great. Madrid usually wins, except for when City won, and then they went on to win the whole thing.
Right.
Just Madrid has a way with this tournament, and City is struggling a little bit. I see Madrid coming out of this one, even with Mbappe out that first leg.
So you think? Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because something happens to Madrid in the Champions League, right?
They are inevitable.
Yeah.
How many times have we thought Madrid was down and out of it?
Yeah.
And somehow just like a weird superpower they have.
Now, was it last year that City also won, or no? It was Madrid last year, right?
Say that again?
Yeah, it was Madrid. Madrid advanced last year.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Very good. The other big one, obviously, people have their eyes on, and we've talked a lot about Chelsea today. Chelsea have to face up against PSG, who, by the way, I don't know if you saw this. We opened the show with one of the goals from this game. They lost to Monaco.
Yeah, PSG.
In the league.
Yeah, PSG is not
having a.
They're not having a good year.
No,
and they happen to be the defending champions. Now, this is the rematch of the World Club Championship. Remember that big game that decided
that Chelsea was the World
Club champion? Yeah, and
yes.
Chelsea, they're not defending the title because this is only Europe. It's not the World Club Cup, which is much bigger thing, right, to win the world.
Sure. Okay.
This is Chelsea, I think, has to be favored here.
You
no
do?
doubt. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's
coming out of the EPL,
Andy's,
though they're 5th place in Premier League, and PSG is not having a good year in France.
PSG barely squeaked into the knockout stage last time and ended up winning it.
Last year.
But I do wonder if PSG is suffering from the effect of playing all those Club World Cup games in the summer to a degree more than Chelsea.
Why?
Because maybe the rosters are deeper. Chelsea's got a little bit extra, and I don't know. I'm just asking the question. Arsenal has Bayer Leverkusen. And the other one on Wednesday that's interesting, obviously, is Bodo Glimt. The little team from Norway,
that's a big story.
Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
I saw, you know who Nico Cantor is?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
that's
Nico
Cantor's son.
And is on Paramount Plus on the regular.
Yeah.
I saw on the social medias he put up his predictions for how this was all going to play out.
Oh, no. He's got him going all the way to the semis or something?
He has Bodo Glimt not only beating Sporting, but he has them beating Arsenal and getting into the semifinal.
Come on. Because that's who they would face, right? The winner of Arsenal.
The winner of Arsenal Leverkusen plays the winner of Bodo Glimt and Sporting.
We don't say this enough when we talk about Bodo Glimt. It's always fun to mention it. Inside the Arctic Circle, like you said, but a population of 50,000 town.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Right?
There's so many cool parts to that story. Yes. Okay. So good on you, Nico Cantor, for your engagement farming. I think that's quite good. Now, Tuesday, there's a whole set of games. Andy, are you looking forward to your trip to Turkey?
Well,
Turkey
I'm personally not going to go, but if I win, I probably get hair plugs, right? This is what you do?
Right. If anybody does not need hair plugs, it is Andy Swift.
Not yet. But, so it could have been, for Liverpool, from Liverpool's perspective, it could have been them, or it could have been Barcelona, right? No, Atletico Madrid. Sorry. it could have been them or Atletico Madrid, I will take the trip to Turkey. Wouldn't you? And Spurs gets Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, although Victor Osimhen facing off against that Liverpool back line does seem like a pretty neat
fine,
idea.
Yes, okay, but Liverpool, they'll have their advantages as well on attack. You don't want to face a Spanish team in European competition. You don't. Because
I agree. Yeah, if you had to pick between the two.
Always so good.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah, good point. Bayern Munich has Atlanta. I think, is Bayern Munich the best team?
I think right now they have to be considered kind of like the strong team here because they don't have to spend a lot of energy winning another 500th, which is like their 75,000 Bundesliga title.
Something like that,
and so they can focus on Champions League, and Harry Kane is scoring goals like there's no tomorrow.
Just to refresh everybody's memory, I won't be afraid to admit I picked Arsenal to win Champions League this year, and I still think that's not
their priority is league.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
If it comes down to rotation decisions, I don't know if it will.
I felt this way back when City was trying to pick between the two.
Right.
I'm like, City's going to go for the league before they try to win Champions League, and I was, for sure. Yeah. And here, in the most bizarro of all things, we were just a few minutes ago talking about the sad state of Spurs as they are trying to stave off relegation in England. They do have a Champions League round of 16 game against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, that's stout.
Bodo Glimt went to Madrid and won a game up there.
That's Bodo Glimt. That's not Spurs. Spurs is no Bodo Glimt. Right? We can say
not
that.
Not currently,
Spurs is no Bodo Glimt.
No. Yeah,
semi-final
the
reaching
weird part
favorite.
about this entire season is Spurs actually has played fairly well in the Champions League. I mean, they've gotten to this point. They didn't have to play a playoff game. They qualified for the top the bye round.
If they get past this Atletico Madrid team, then it's the winner of Barcelona and Newcastle United. And I see Barcelona winning that game. I think Barcelona is the other strong team in this competition.
Has a Champions League winner also at the same time ever been relegated from their league?
I don't think so. I don't think that's happened.
Wouldn't that be the coolest soccer story of all time?
It would just... I don't know, man. People would then
would that be the most unstable thing ever?
They'd poke fun at the game.
The instability of Spurs
in the
happen. Championship, also playing in the Champions
League. They'd have
League.
to beat Atletico Madrid. They'd have to beat Barcelona. Then they'd have to beat either Arsenal or Bodo Glimt. Probably Bodo Glimt, according to Nico, right? And then they'd have to take the winner of Chelsea, Real Madrid, City. No, it's not going to happen.
Come on, Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. You can pull this off. And then, Newcastle and Barcelona, which is also happening on Tuesday.
Hold on.
And then all those games will be reverse fixtured the following week, the 17th and 18th.
Since we're talking about Spurs, you don't have to tell me on air. I expect an answer off air. Are you secretly rooting for Spurs to go down? You don't have to tell me on air.
No, I will tell you.
Oh, you are winking, yes. Okay.
I will tell you. Oh, no. I
I got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Why? Well, you throwing me
Sorry,
under the bus.
Sorry, Lars.
I do not wish for that. Unlike you, who love to hate, you love to hate on another person's team.
I don't. I just like drama. I like silly things like this.
It would be ridiculous.
It'd be fun, but Lars wouldn't be devastated.
I think Lars has said he would find it objectively hilarious.
Yeah, and they'd come right back up. They'd come right back up.
It would be interesting.
Just like that.
That giant stadium hosting games in the championship.
It would just. I know there are a lot of Spurs fans out there, but it'd be so fun to just.
Okay, now you're punching down. You're punching down, Andy. Don't do that.
No, you're right.
You know that's not right.
I know.
Don't do that.
No.
Okay,
but somebody has to go down. Like, you want the Hammer to go down? We don't want West Ham to go down, Peter.
All right. So Leeds, Spurs, Forest, and West Ham.
The right
answer
team is Forest because the owner is
Marinakis is a nut.
Right.
They deserve to go down after firing and hiring 4 different guys.
Yes.
But what happens if Spurs also ends up hiring and firing 4 different managers?
Then you don't have that argument, right? Then you're like, we don't want Leeds to go down. And we don't want West Ham to go down.
I don't have any Americans or Bielsa to root for with Leeds anymore.
Oh, you don't have any Americans?
Who's the American at Leeds? Oh, that's right. Brendan Aronson's there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Fair enough. Okay, you got me. You're going to pick Forest. So Andy is announcing on the KickAround his pick to
My
click for relegation.
Interest? My rooting interest?
Yes.
Yeah, I
is
want Forest to go down.
Okay. That's Andy at thekickaround.com if you want to send your emails.
All those Forest fans in Dallas, Fort Worth.
There's hundreds of us. Tens of us.
All right.
Actually, you know what? There's actually quite a few Forest fans around here that we hear from.
Okay.
Somewhat
a lot more Spurs fans. I get more emails from Spurs fans.
Boy, yes. I would say Spurs is the largest faction.
So that was just a calculated risk who I threw out. And why am I the only one throwing out somebody? Why can't you throw out who you want to go down? Who? Also Forrest?
I am abstaining.
See?
I want Burnley and Wolves to go down.
You're so yellow belly coward, man. Come on, take a stand, radio man.
All right, Spurs go down. All right, here we go. We'll be done with that. When we come back, it's time to get into our new favorite segment, World Cup Nerd. Where's everybody staying? Next on the KickAround.
Really quick KickAround. You just asked moments ago in your previous segment, has any team ever won the Champions League and then gotten relegated the next season? That happened to the 1993 and 94 Marseille squad that actually won the Champions League and then the next season got relegated because of match-fixing scandals.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay, let's see.
So, Dylan.
That's not exactly the question I was looking at, but that very good stat, Dylan.
Yes,
thank you very much.
That was very good. There's an FA Cup winner that also won the FA Cup.
And then got relegated. That was Wolves.
So,
no, Wigan.
Wigan, exactly.
Yes.
Francisco Martinez, right, was the
I think that was. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Thank you, Dylan. That was good.
Yep.
Dig it. All right, it's time for World Cup Nerd, our regular segment that we've promised to do each and every week as we approach the thing that Andy and I have been. How long have we been waiting for this? It's not 4 years.
Segment, a couple hours.
No. The World Cup. When did they announce the U.S. was getting the World? 4 years ago?
No, that 4 years ago was the last World Cup. Silly.
But we knew the U.S. was getting it before then, right?
Right.
Okay, so has it been 10 years?
No, not quite that long, but somewhere between 10 years and 4 years.
We're so close. We're less than 100 days away. In fact, the 100-day barrier was last Wednesday or Thursday? I think it was what it was. And so one of the things with World Cup Nerd is we really love to get into the weeds of some of the nerdy kind of minutia that Andy and I love about the World Cup. And part of that is the logistics of the tournament, how things get put together. And one of the most important aspects of a World Cup that doesn't get discussed a lot is base camps and where teams and the process of teams trying to figure out where they're going to base their camp at, what facilities, how they go about selecting it, the process of doing all of that. And we're really getting to the point now where we probably know the majority of where the different national teams will be staying.
Yeah, exactly. And there are how many venues in the U.S.? 11 venues?
There's 16 total, so I think there are
11 venues in the U.S. And so
3 Mexico, 2 Canada. That's 5. Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
11 venues in the U.S. that will host matches. All of these venues have base camp options, but there are also base camp options outside of these venues. Teams can select a base camp, not necessarily one located in a city that will host a World Cup game. For example, I think it's Germany, right? They're base camping in North Carolina. They're not hosting games. So out of all the venues in the U.S. that are going to host games, only three cities also will serve as base camps.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And those, so
Kansas City, Dallas, our area.
Yeah.
And Boston. It's hosting France.
Nobody's staying in L.A.
No, there are 2 in San Diego and 2 just north of L.A., but nobody in that
L.A. proper.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, it's. And I think the thing is I've been asked this question before. Why do you and Andy care about base camps? And I think you and I would both admit it's a nerdy thing to be thinking about and concerned about. Yeah. But it's part of the
I think we have different perspectives. I think fans in general And because I get it all the time, and the lead up to finding out if we're going to get a team base camping, or, for example, when we found out the teams that were going to play here, a lot of people are like, will they also base camp? You weren't the only one asking me. You asked me a lot, but fans in general ask me that question quite a bit. And
especially after the schedule and the groups
yeah,
are stated.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Right,
and because as fans, you live somewhere, it'd be cool if a national team was setting up camp in your city to train for their World Cup matches. Now, from my perspective, it's cool as a fan, but it's also cool. I wear another hat, different hats, and one of those is representing and helping organize things in our area, right, for World Cup. And so prestige is one of those things.
Very, very vague way. Very vague.
No. So, because I don't want to get in the weeds there, but I'm saying prestige is also.
Yes, 100%.
It's nice to have one or more of your base camps be selected by a national team to come and set up camp.
Right. So Dallas had 4 different locations?
Ultimately, it was 4. Yeah.
So it was Frisco, Mansfield.
Yeah,
and for everybody keeps asking me, what do you mean Mansfield? I don't think the general population knows that there is a new stadium and facility that is almost finished in Mansfield. Yeah. FC Dallas's second team, called North Texas, will start playing there very soon.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful, cool little stadium.
Yeah.
Trammell, our board op, lives there. He's excited about going to those games. And so that facility was available as a base camp. So Frisco, Mansfield,
TCU was another one. There's Denton, there was UTD, Dallas Baptist. They all came in and out of being options. And what happens is they bid they present to FIFA the bid package on why they should be selected as a base camp. Those bids are then presented to national teams. National teams often then go tour the base camps, and facilities is part of the equation. How good your facilities are, how good your pitch is, where the teams are going to train, how many options you have, can you rotate pitches, that kind of thing. But also how centrally located the venue is in terms of travel to other venues in this World Cup. Weather is sometimes a factor for some teams, and it works both ways. Some teams prefer to train in more in warmer climates. Other teams don't want that. Privacy is sometimes an option. We can point to Argentina as an example.
We've talked about this with Argentina before.
So Argentina plays 2 games here and 1 in Kansas City. And so our thought, when you think about this, everyone's thought is like, oh, they're going to base camp or they're going to play more games.
I assume that, yeah.
But their fans are going to base camp in DFW. Their fans are going to base camp here.
And they don't want that distraction.
So, it for that fan base and for that national team being amongst fans, not that they don't like it, but it is a little bit more of a distraction. They prefer to be a little bit more isolated in Kansas City. Kansas City got 3 teams, by the way. They got Argentina, England, and Netherlands.
Yeah, we got
huge feather in the cap for Kansas City. Great facilities.
For one Clark Hunt, by the way.
Great facilities, very good venue, but very centrally located. When you think about it, DFW, when it comes to the World Cup, when you include the U.S., Mexico is probably the most centrally located airport. But if you're just looking at centrally located within the U.S. and taking flights to other venues that you may be playing matches in, Kansas City is like right smack in the middle of the country, right?
Yeah.
So that is a factor that benefits them. So it's a lot of things that come into play. The other thing, too, is a lot of people assume that teams that base camp are going to stay in that location throughout the World Cup. But those that advance to the next round actually will then get mobile and move. Yeah, so base camp is good for the group stage. After that, it's kind of dependent where you're going to go.
Right.
And they will move base camp with them as they progress in the tournament.
Interesting. So the other thing that happened, we've been holding off really getting into this because we didn't know what was going to happen here in Dallas, but since we last spoke and did a show, the news has been announced or broken or whatever you want to say that Mansfield and Toyota Stadium or Toyota Soccer Park, the whole facility, have been assigned to the teams that come out of one of the 2 UEFA.
Group B and Frisco, and D in Mansfield.
And so B is the one that has Poland in it.
Yeah, Sweden, Poland, Albania, and one more team.
Good. That was pretty good. And what's the other group?
Ukraine.
Right, Ukraine. Is it? Yep.
Yeah.
And what's the other one?
Northern Ireland, Macedonia,
Albania?
Denmark.
Denmark, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the fourth? Can he do it?
Czech Republic. Boom. Boom.
Look at
No
you.
notes, huh?
You are a World Cup
Notes?
nerd.
Where are the notes?
You did that off the top of your
I
head.
did, yeah.
Look at you.
So, all good national teams, right? I mean, the Poland, Sweden.
Yeah, but the elephant in the room is that Dallas didn't end up with a marquee national team staying in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
So what does that? I mean,
prestige,
right? But like, some of them are in there's one in Carolina. Like out of the cities that host a World Cup match and serve as base camp,
right?
Our area is only one of 3 that actually get to do both.
I think the deal is that all of this World Cup stuff has been coming up DFW so regularly. This is the first time that it wasn't quite
having
what we wanted.
There's only one venue that has more base camps than Dallas, and that's Kansas City.
I know, but it's
no other venue has.
We got a sign, not selected.
Yeah, but that's okay because those teams needed
okay.
They could have gone elsewhere. Hold on, and I want to ask you something else. Would you rather get the games that we got in a semifinal match and having Argentina play here and all that, or a prestigious national team base camp?
The first one, all day, every day.
So the focus is there. There are reasons why other venues were preferred by some national teams over DFW. Weather's a big one, and private is the other one.
I've been asked this question a lot in the last 7 days, so I feel like we have a responsibility to answer it.
But that's my opinion. Is I don't know. Like if you are,
hey, the facilities are making the same amount of money they would have made if Argentina was coming here.
Yeah, and there's no true economic impact, because fans where they base camp is more important.
Where the games are, not where.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Nobody's going to be in Kansas City because England is in Kansas City.
Yeah, and to Andy's point, where is Spain base camping at?
Where are they?
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Okay. Yeah.
France is in Boston.
Who's in San Diego? Because I feel like that was a very smart decision.
Who is in Switzerland and New Zealand?
Yeah.
We said Winston-Salem is Germany. Qatar and Qatar and Austria are in Santa Barbara. They're in the LA area.
Okay.
Uruguay is in Mexico.
Yep.
Australia is in Oakland. Panama is in Ontario. I think that's the one Canadian.
Yep. Okay.
Other than Canada.
Yep.
Japan is in Nashville. Brazil is staying outside of New York City. And I don't know
Jersey, right?
It's Morristown, but still, it just seems a little too close to the.
Not knowing that facility, it could be a facility that really offers privacy and is secluded within that environment. Yeah.
Guadalajara gets South Korea and Colombia. Are they reconsidering that? Norway is staying in Greensboro. I wonder if Lars will be tripping to Greensboro while he's here. Columbus is getting Ecuador. Ivory Coast is staying out in Chester, where the Union play. And Scotland is staying in Charlotte, France in Boston, Curacao and Boca Raton. And Saudi Arabia is staying in Austin.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. So, and who knows, why they chose that facility, maybe a relationship. Nobody is in Miami, right? Nobody in San Jose area or San Francisco area. Nobody in Seattle, right?
But there's still
nobody
teams
in Philadelphia
to be announced that
but same as us, 6 teams, 2.
So when they assigned the 2 UEFA groups to Dallas, did they assign the 2 other
I don't
ones
know.
to other places?
I'm assuming they did, but I don't know.
And then there's also the 2 FIFA teams. I don't know if they've assigned
But
those
I was
yet
naming a bunch of venues in the World Cup that host games that don't have any base camp teams.
Okay.
So
you've convinced me this is an okay deal.
Yeah, it's
not a big deal.
It is fine. I think we can now focus on more of our matches as opposed to look at Messi getting on the bus and off the bus. Because, by the way, these trainings are all closed to the public.
They don't let the public go. You're not going to see Messi at the grocery store. Yes. Yeah. It's all just it's a vibe thing. That's all it is. It's a vibe. Don't worry about it. Don't get your panties in a twist.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. There you go. World Cup Nerd. We'll do another one next week. We'll come back from Three Nations Brewery. We'll do America's favorite soccer segment known as The Dribble next on the KickAround. Hello, once again. Welcome back to the KickAround. We are live from Three Nations Brewing here in downtown Carrollton, where Tex Fest is in full effect here in downtown Carrollton. Big blowout here at the brewery itself. We've got all kinds of beers here to come chest out. 16 different brands: Celestial, Petacolis, Oak Cliff, Four Corners, Tufts, Lakewood. Whole bunch of them. Come check them out, along with music, food, here all night and through the weekend. So thank you so much to the city of Carrollton, downtown Carrollton, their Historic Association, and Three Nations for having the ticket out here
This place is
today.
packed.
It is. This might be the most well-attended kick-around remote we've ever had.
Oh, that's a good call. Yes, you might be right.
Is there more than one soccer fan here in the room?
There's been one that's come up to say hello.
Yeah, I said more than one.
Yeah, I think the others are shy.
Yeah, that's what. They're just shy.
They're just shy.
We're big time. Drew was the only one brave enough to come talk to us about soccer, but we appreciate that. All right, let's do it. It's time for America's favorite soccer segment, known as the Dribble. Andy, I don't know if you know this, but there is some military action taking place as we speak.
Okay. All right.
Between us and a certain region of the world.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's also colliding into a planned soccer match that is such a big deal and so prestigious, it is given the name the Finalissima.
Finalissima.
Thank you for saying it correctly.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing me up with your multilingual tongue.
That would be one España against one Argentina, right?
Right, which is the Copa America winner versus the European.
Argentina, Spain.
Thank you. I'm new to this. So that game is due to be played in Qatar on March 27th. But as we all know, there's other stuff currently happening non-soccer related in the region.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of bated breath going on about whether or not, we were worried about the FIFA play-in games taking place in Guadalajara in Mexico.
Yeah.
Those appear to still be on and going to happen.
Oh yeah, that's
happening. Nobody's worried about cartels. Now
Yeah.
we got to worry about war.
Yeah, bombs
falling out of the sky.
Yeah, they're going to move that game.
You think they will?
Yeah, I think they will. It's March 27th. It's too close to, it's March 27th. Within striking distance of what's going on, right? I mean, it's not like what's going on is narrowed down to only Iran. I mean, it's
where will they play it?
Well, if we can only find a stadium anywhere else in the world, I know we're short of stadiums. Where will they play it? I don't know. Like Paris, Madrid, Mexico City.
Who's going to be lucky enough
Stadium?
to host
Who knows?
Finalissima in a last second?
Where are they going to play it? God, just make it sound like Qatar's only place that has a stadium.
Well, they've been planning for it.
How about Spurs Stadium? They have a nice stadium that will have.
They could play it in London.
Yes,
that would be a great play. Wembley, they could play it at Wembley.
There you go.
They could play it at the Cotton Bowl.
How about Sydney, Australia?
That's too far away.
Okay,
way too far away.
Yeah, but I don't see them. I don't see them keeping that game in Qatar.
All right. And we love
2 weeks.
We love a soccer lawsuit here on the KickAround. And this isn't. I mean, this is related to soccer, but this is a bigger issue, which is especially within Major League Soccer, because very commonly, in fact, this just happened the other day. FC Dallas put out a big mailer for games coming to the area. One specifically about promoting the game against, I think it was LAFC, which has
Son
on it. And
Sonny.
they were making
we call him Sonny these days.
Sonny, yes. Yeah. And they were making a big deal out of promoting Sonny coming to town.
Okay.
And other big-name players. Well, this last week, the court system decided to fine the Vancouver Whitecaps, who promoted a game against Inter Miami and Messi very heavily.
Right.
And Messi didn't show up. And so they have fined the Whitecaps $475,000 in a class action lawsuit.
Do you have an opinion about this? I do.
I'm interested in hearing yours first.
Okay, so
your soccer business, Andy.
Not knowing.
You're always an apologist for the man.
I would have to. Yes, I would have to know if they knew he wasn't coming and then they advertised anyway. As opposed to advertising because the NBA has been doing this for this is how the NBA went from this level to that level in terms of marketing and ticket sales. That was a big thing they did. NBA teams that didn't draw, there's a little history here about ticket sales in sports. NBA teams that had trouble drawing, they were the first in sports, NBA, to start promoting the teams that were visiting. Like, remember how bad the New Jersey Nets were? And for many years, and how difficult a time they had drawing? They would then just start marketing Michael Jordan coming and things like that.
Right.
And there were no lawsuits.
No, okay.
I mean, Jordan usually played, but sometimes they were injured.
I think that the circumstance surrounding the idea of Messi traveling literally across an entire continent to go play in a league game
so
on
they knew
turf,
he wasn't going to go.
I think it was reasonable to assume that he wouldn't. Now, I don't blame them for promoting it, but I do think there needs to be some sort of self-followed obligation to put some sort of language of, we can't guarantee Messi's going to show
Fair.
up.
Would that have avoided the lawsuit?
I think so.
Yeah, the
I think
language
part
is
of this
easy.
specific lawsuit was just how heavily
Okay.
the Whitecaps leaned into that.
I don't disagree. Put language, of course. It's also assumed, right, in sports.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think
are
that's
not guaranteed.
I think when you've got somebody like Messi coming to town, I think kids and everybody gets so excited at the idea that they're going to get to see Messi. By the way, this is officially our obligated Messi moment that we have to talk about according to the deal with Cumulus.
Oh, right.
You know,
every show.
required.
Yes.
Right. We're just like the Whitecaps, but
Yeah.
we deliver. So there you go. So just keep that in mind.
Well, good on the courts for giving the people back their money.
Oh, you know how I love kids. I can't believe this got past me. So today in the game against Wrexham, I noticed Chelsea are wearing shirts with a sponsor on it.
Oh.
Did you know Chelsea signed a shirt sponsor a few weeks ago? The first game, this is their third game they've worn with a shirt sponsor on it.
Okay,
They played against Burnley. It's an AI company. It would become no surprise to you that the brand is an AI brand.
Yeah. But why is them
IFS.
having a jersey sponsor?
Chelsea hasn't had a jersey sponsor since last year.
Oh, okay.
They've been without a jersey sponsor.
On purpose? Or
yes, they just hadn't sold it.
Oh, okay.
And now they've finally sold.
Good for them. Good for their sales department.
But it only runs through the end of the season.
Some good commission there. Are they just being really picky?
I think Todd Bowley thinks that this is the most valuable piece of soccer real estate in the world, and they're only willing to sell it to people who are willing to pay it. And
not Chelsea specifically, just the front of the jersey of a brand team. Or does he think Chelsea's is the most valuable?
I think he thinks his is the most valuable.
Okay.
And so they sold it for an unknown amount of money for both the men's and women's team through the end of the season. So you may buy a Chelsea jersey that has IFS.AI on it, and they not be the jersey sponsor next year.
But then it's a collector's item, isn't it?
Would it be?
I don't know.
It is weird how they, for all the money, because we saw that story a few weeks ago where they announced the amount of money they've lost.
That's why, if they're not selling the jersey.
Well, that's my point. Is like, why haven't they been a little bit more willing to just take a little less for the sponsorship position? Other business stuff going on.
You put this one in front of me. I
do want to talk. Thank you. I handed it to you.
Yeah, and you told me, and then you just basically said, explain this.
Right. So,
explain this.
All right. So, Andy, who is your favorite soccer team in the whole world?
Flamengo.
It's not Liverpool.
No, it's Flamengo.
And where is Flamengo?
Brazil, Rio de Janeiro.
So I'm flipping through my soccer headlines, and I see Flamengo sack coach Felipe Luis after winning a game 8-0.
Yeah.
In a shock move.
Yeah. So you don't even have to include the 8-0 win. By the way, that 8-0 win was against a very weak team. So that's irrelevant. I know that the fact that they
not
sacked
all wins
the coach
are the same.
the fact that they sacked this coach is the story.
But this coach was very successful for this club.
That's why it's a story. He has been extremely successful, popular with the fans. Players love him. Nobody can understand what happened. Now, in Brazil, there's a culture of changing coaches like that. Just snap.
Why is that?
It's just cultural in that soccer world.
Because I think that they do it too quickly just in the sport in general. But in
Brazil,
it's
they take it to an extreme.
Like literally hire a guy, he'll coach 2 games, and they go, no, this is a terrible fit.
That didn't work out.
Yes.
So I want to show you the Brazilian championship table. after 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
Because the owner who fired him said, this start of the season is a disaster.
It's unacceptable.
I am 100% convinced this was the right move because everybody went against the owner. Like, they're like, you're nuts.
And they're the defending champ, correct?
Yes, yeah. And it's a culture which already fires coaches pretty quickly. And everybody's upset. Like this is nuts.
Okay.
Because they got off to such a bad start. Let me just point to the table. And let me point to Flamengo. Where are they in the table?
They are in 11th.
After 3 games.
They
are mid-table, as mid-table as you can be.
1-1-1.
After 3 games.
Is that the lowest you've ever seen Flamengo in the standings in Brazil?
In recent times.
Okay.
They've had issues in the past and seasons that are challenged. But
do you wear?
But it's 3 games.
Do you have Flamengo pajamas you wear to bed?
No, I have other Flamengo attire.
Flamengo underoos? Well, thank you for explaining that to me. The other thing that's going on, we've talked a lot about Atletico Dallas and their pending launch in the USL Championship next year. The Fort Worth club that we still anticipate is going to be doing something. The problem is, and I mentioned this in a conversation about the USL a few weeks ago, they've got a problem they need to solve, which is their CBA.
Yep.
So they're still playing without a CBA.
Yep.
Their new season launched just the other day.
Without the CBA.
Without the CBA.
Okay.
And in protest, in a game between Louisville City and Lexington, the game began, but the players stood still and did nothing for 1 full minute.
Wow. Okay,
in protest.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So let's say it's a throw-in. Like, when do they stop?
It was a kickoff.
Oh.
Like, they didn't even kick the ball off.
Okay.
Ref blows the whistle. All the players just
somebody
stand
get a
there.
yellow card for not?
No, the ref just let them do that, and the minute was gone, and
Okay.
then the team kicked
All
off,
right.
and that was it.
So, reminder: Atletico Dallas doesn't start their
Next season.
till next season, right?
Correct.
So they're still
Look, I
not
think-
affected by this.
I think CBAs get contested all the time.
Yeah.
The NFL down to
Right,
whatever,
yeah.
and the USL will figure this out. But for a league that is on the precipice
It's
of
always
doing
tough.
what it's trying to do,
Yeah.
because these players are not only trying to figure out how they get themselves handled up for now,
Yeah.
but how do they write themselves a CBA for what's to come?
Exactly. Yeah.
Benefit from all the whatever they hope comes out of that.
Remember when MLS, not the MLS, but when MLS had CBAs,
Yeah.
to contest, like when they had CBS, how difficult it was and how precarious it all was.
It always is.
But for a league that is
That
you know,
young.
now the league handles it a little bit better because it's on more firm footing. But when you're a new league without firm footing, without the financial resources, CBA fights can really cause problems.
And what makes the USL different is they're not a
single entity,
entity. Like, they're not a one team, people all
Yeah.
working together. They are a headquarters, office,
Yeah.
family-oriented business,
Yeah.
family-owned business with a bunch of clubs
Yeah.
that pay them money.
Yeah.
And so all of them having to work together to figure out how they agree on a CBA is fundamentally going to be different than any other sports
Yeah.
league in the United States.
CBAs are tough. Remember when baseball, this is only like 5 years ago, how they were struggling to keep up with the other sports leagues.
Right.
When their CBA came up, their league was in such a precarious situation that both sides kind of agreed, not make a big deal out of this, and they put a CBA in place quickly. It's not going to happen now because the league's in much better footing, but it just shows you that if baseball couldn't get through a tough CBA negotiation back then, how tough that is.
Oh, goodness gracious. The drama. The drama is here. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you to Six Nations Brewing Company and everybody here in downtown Carrollton for having us. We had a great time. The crowd was wonderful. Lots of soccer fans here. We love each and every one of them. First off, thanks to my old friend Anthony, I'm seeing for the first time in many years, who's engineering today, along with his sidekick, Dylan, girl Dylan. And then there's Guy Dillon back at the studio who's producing and did a good job today. And our good buddy Trammell running the board. Thanks to everybody for making us sound phenomenal. All right, P1s, we'll be back next week. We love and adore you. Going out there, get stuck in, and win your 50s.